Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another StarCraft commentary. And we got a really interesting game here today. And this is another game from a replay pack from 2015. And I've just noticed that I think the music is turned off. So let me just make sure we got a little tiny bit of music going on. There we go. Gotta have that little StarCraft music in the background. Now, obviously, you can see there's a bunch of observers in this game, so I'm probably going to keep this panel off for the most part, just because it's kind of obnoxious for me, at least, to have all this going on. Any case, but we got a nice game here. We got a game between BeSt, who's going to be the yellow Protoss up here in the top left corner of the map. He's going to be playing against SeaShield down here in the bottom left corner of the map. And I don't think I've done a replay cast of these guys, either of these yet. And so I really wanted to do... get some players that I know and appreciate. Well, I don't know them personally, but whose play I appreciate. And by the way, we do have the what's going on over here? He's trying to get a joust in. This is in the old days, you know, when you didn't have enough observer slots, you'd have to try and what is he doing? Whoever's doing this observing is kind of failing at their joust. You got to attack one, attack the other, and then simultaneous hit. Oh, he screwed it up, and okay, I guess he knew it wasn't gonna work. Anyway, let's not pay too much attention to this. We do have some observers that are in observer slots, but they didn't have enough observer slots. So, oh, he succeeded the joust. Very nice. Good job, Only Star. Any case, sorry about that. Taking so much attention to show the last observer who just played Terran and then just like got rid of their SCVs basically. And it's gonna float their command center in an innocuous location. But in any case, BeSt versus SeaShield. Now this is I believe a replay from 2015. I can't place the exact date precisely, but I'm curious to see how this goes because this is basically a game between the two players that were the best players, no pun intended, that didn't show that they were the best players, if that makes sense. SeaShield, very famously, was always one of the top, like, 5 Terrans. Like, he was a really, really strong player. Super, super strong Terran player, but just never really, in the whole Kespa era, never made it past the round of 8. Never made it to a semifinal. And he actually finally got a medal in the ASL in 2017, and he got second place to Flash in that. So he finally did get some results, and he got some gold medals in some smaller tournaments in like 2014 and 2015. So this is actually a good time period for SeaShield. BeSt, on the other hand, also like he's one of those players that he was one of the 6 dragons. He made it. He did get a silver medal in that OSL against Jelizer, that was just amazing finals. But you know, he never really showed off a lot. And this is something that I remember Artos is talking about recently, because BeSt has been playing in the ASL recently as well, but not getting super far. And so that's like a kind of the similar thing for him. And this is kind of interesting. So we got barracks into factory, just a single factory here for C. And he's been doing a little bit of building of Marines here. And this SCV, I don't think has gotten able to get in and scout. Looks like he scouted the wrong direction, and so the late scout has not been able to get any information there. Both players playing a little bit in the dark because these Marines have blocked the probe. The probe also went the wrong direction, and so wasn't able to get too good of a scout. And now is he going to be able to get actually? I mean, even if he can't get all the way in, if he can scout right here and see if there's an expansion, that's at least some information. There's a vulture out on the map as well, by the way, that I saw it building earlier, but I missed it heading out. So, but it looks like it's not going to be of too much effect. Is he actually going to pincher it? Oh, he is. Very smart move, but he actually gets the movement a little bit off, and that vulture has 5 hit points left. One more shot will kill it, but it looks like it is going to get away, which is important because even though it's only got 5 hit points left, you know, once these mines finish researching, he can actually use that vulture to place some mines out on the map. It'll be worth its weight in explosions, basically. But we do have a fast expansion here for BeSt, so I'm curious to see what the response will be. And his response is not to punish, but rather than to try to catch up from Sea Shield. So, not too surprising. I feel like C has never really been a super aggressive player. He's never been, you know, a player that you would expect to, like, you know, see an expansion and just go all in against it or anything like that, unless, you know, it was just the smart move to make. You know, if it was really, really obvious, you know, if he'd gone for an early barracks against, like, a, you know, Nexus first or something like that. But he's not a particularly aggressive player, so not too surprised to see him go for just a more longer-term macro game. And here's that, is that the same vulture? And it's a different vulture. In any case, yeah. BeSt, just playing it safe here, has gotten his observatory up. Just basically, you know, playing this, going for the mid game. Both players are going for the mid game right here. You know, we've got siege tech being upgraded here after the mines as well. BeSt knows that he can't really move out onto the map very much because there is very likely going to be mines out there, and so he's like, all right, well, I gotta wait for observers and I can actually do something. I like his placement here of getting a nice little wall of dragoons in one spot and working on a wall of dragoons on the other spot just to make sure no vultures can just run in and run past and try and get some probe kills or try and get a scout in or anything like that. I keep seeing these little blips on the minimap. I'm checking up there because I'm thinking like, oh, is there something going on up here? Is there a hidden starport or something like that? There's no. It's just mines. And again, C also playing it pretty safe, just getting you know, siege tech out, protecting his base, getting comsat stations just in case of Templar tech or something like that. And there is no Templar tech, but he's at least gonna be able to get some scans out and see what's going on. We'll see if he does scan BeSt's base to see. He might not, because he might want to, you know, in case there is some sort of DT rush, he might want to make sure he has enough energy in the bank for that. But in any case, wouldn't be surprised if BeSt actually... There's the scan. I heard it. I think. Or maybe that was this one completing. No, he's scanning somewhere and I didn't see where it was. Anyway, BeSt has his observers out now, so he's going to clear things out and get that third base. So we're just turning into an even longer macro game here. Interestingly, C actually has a couple Goliaths out. That is very interesting, actually. You know, normally you wouldn't do that unless you saw some sort of Stargate tech. Maybe he's doing it to try and pick off observers. He wants some anti-air or something like that. But it's a little bit interesting that he's chosen to make Goliaths. I mean, it's nice to have them against, you know, so that you can scan and pick off observers in general. But oh, duh, I'm an idiot. He's getting Goliaths to counter shuttles. That's why, because he's seen the robotics. He probably scouted the robotics facility, and is like, okay, well, I need to make sure I'm not going to be vulnerable to a drop. Sorry, a little bit tired. Although I usually don't use that as an excuse. Usually being tired doesn't make me stupid. But in any case, I am tired, by the way, so I apologize in advance if I'm actually pretty exhausted right now. But I've decided that, you know, I haven't done a replay commentary in a while, so I wanted to do something before I fall asleep. Basically, it's like 7 p.m. and I'm like basically forcing myself to stay up so I don't ruin my sleep schedule too much again. There we go, picking off the observer, nicely done. And you know, that just takes away the ability of BeSt to maneuver. Means that he can't know exactly, you know, if he's got an observer camped over C's army, he can know exactly where to position things. Dragoons coming around on the side just to kind of scout as well, because he doesn't know if there's well, he probably does actually. Never mind. He's got an observer in C's base. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows there's no starport. I'm not sure exactly what these dragoons were doing up here. Maybe just trying to clear out any mines or something along those lines. They're bored. They got nothing better to do. They're like, well, we might as well scout around a little bit, right? So, yeah, C is now moving out though. And let's go ahead and check the supply here. C moving out with about 100 supply. BeSt has a little bit larger supply count, but he's not really in a position to threaten this army And so this army is going to get really, really close to his base before it sieges up. And it's a very short distance on this map. And here we go. Zealots charging in. And the tanks were sieged up a little bit too late for this. They didn't get a volley off until after the Zealots were on top of him. Can he kill those few Zealots on top of it? This may be the very quick deciding battle, actually, because... well, never mind, because at first it looked those Zealots were able to get in so close to the tanks and start picking away at them, but the amount of Marines and Goliaths picking away at those Zealots killed them off quickly enough that only about half of the tanks actually died off, and BeSt is forced to fall back. Now, BeSt is trying to mount up a secondary defensive push here, if that makes any sense. He's trying to rally some forces. He doesn't want to go in until he's absolutely sure and ready, and this is a smart move. He wants to go up here so he can have forces rallied here and here, have some out here, and try and go in from different angles. Instead, he is actually trying to do some counter harassment. This is smart by BeSt to try and pick off reinforcements as they're coming out to make sure you can't reinforce with too many units. And it's going to put C a little bit on the defensive down here in his main, but he doesn't care. He's actually starting to push in across the bridge into BeSt's base. BeSt is going to have one more chance to break this. It's too many mines on this side. He can't come around from the side and do that. He's going to have to charge in once and for all. Here he goes. No, those units are just rallied in. He's a little bit slow on the attack. Not all the Zealots going in at the same time, and some of them are attacking the barracks instead of going in after the tanks, which is a little bit of a blunder. And as such, those Zealots are not going to get in amongst the tanks until these vultures have killed off the rest of the Zealots, and they all die. And there's nothing now to stop these several tanks from pushing in for the kill on the expansion. And I think it's just going to be a pretty quick game is what it's looking like here, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not sure how BeSt can push back from this. He will, looks like he's going to try and mount up one more defensive push here. Vultures going and killing off the probes on that side mean that it's going to be, oh no, okay, here he goes. He's actually going in. He's not going to wait for a second wave of troops. He's going to go right on in, and there's too much there, and BeSt GG's and exits the video game arena with the loss. So well done by C. This was observed by a lot of players, but I don't. That could just mean that I think it was probably just a practice game or something like that. BeSt. It's interesting. BeSt had a lot of money in the bank at the end there, and it could just be because he had given up and he didn't make his next round of units. But yeah, I mean that was pretty over. I like the turret placement here as well, by the way, just making sure that you can't get an observer in there to take care of the mines or anything like that. So well done by C. Very nice little short game there. Relatively short game for a PvT that looked like it was going to turn into a macro game, and then C's like, nope, actually, I'm just going to go out and punish your third base by attacking with a bunch of stuff. And 5 factories going on back here. So, well done. Random side note, by the way, I have a Discord now, if anyone is interested in that. I am not really exactly sure why, but I've had a hard time the last few weeks since the start of the new year, but I'm hoping to get back in. So I haven't done any, but I'm hoping to get back into streaming a little bit, coming up very soon. But the last time I was streaming a few weeks ago, some folks were telling me that I should make a Discord, and it's pretty easy to do, so I did it. So if you want, there's gonna be a link in the video description, and you can join the Discord if you want to. Basically, I think one good opportunity for it might be to be able to chat. There's a text chat room for discussing the current OSL. So right now it's called the IOPS OSL channel, but if I do a different OSL or something like that, I'll change the name of it. But so, no spoilers except for videos that I've put out, right? So you can talk about videos that I've put out, but no spoilers of future videos because we know what happens because the games were played 15 years ago. But that might be one good thing about it. And then there's just some voice chat rooms that you can make use of. I think it might be fun to, if you're watching ASL in the middle of the night and you want to join some fellow Moltrapians and talk about the games while you're watching it, there's also like a live tournament audio chat room too. So, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want to, I mean, like I said, I don't really have any major thoughts on the uses of the Discord, but it's there now. So by popular demand, I've made a Discord if you want to join it. Yeah. Anyway, that's I just wanted to ramble about something a little bit, just so that the video would be a little bit longer than the end of the game, so that there would be a little bit of a anti-spoiler effect, that we didn't know if that push was going to succeed or not, even though it was. I think after the first push, it was the first non-break. It looked like C was in charge, and after the second one, when he kind of blundered a little bit, and had some zealots run in and attack the barracks instead of the tanks, and that kind of thing, then I mean that's why he had the barracks there, so it was a smart move. But after that, it was just kind of all over. BeSt mounted one final little attack to defend himself, but it was too late then. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG, and we got the semifinals of the IOPS OSL coming up very soon, by the way, and I've actually already casted a couple of those games, and they are so hype. It's really going to be exciting series. So far, the semifinal between Nada and Gorush, I'm gonna upload this first before those, but still. So that's how I'm able to say, like, you're gonna want to watch those games. They're really good games so far, the ones that I've cast. So, anyway, thanks for watching. GG. I'll see you later.